The house was quiet except for the ticking of the old clock in the hallway. Emma sat cross-legged on the carpet, building a tower of blocks. Her babysitter, Sarah, smiled as she gently helped her balance the tallest piece. Sarah was only 19, a college student working part-time to cover her tuition. But she had quickly grown fond of Emma, whose laughter could brighten even the gloomiest day. Sarah had been hired by Mr. Mitchell, Emma's father, who trusted her calm nature. But Mrs. Mitchell, Emma's stepmother, despised Sarah from the very beginning. She wore designer dresses, hosted tea parties for the wealthy neighbors, and looked down on anyone who didn't match her world of diamonds and luxury. That afternoon, the front door slammed and Mrs. Mitchell's sharp heels echoed through the hall. Her eyes narrowed the moment she saw Sarah helping Emma stack the blocks. "What do you think you're doing?" she snapped, her voice dripping with disdain. Sarah stood quickly, flustered. I was just playing with Emma, ma'am." Mrs. Mitchell's face twisted with anger. "Stay away from my daughter, do you hear me? You're just a babysitter, a girl from nowhere. You don't belong in this house, let alone near her." Emma's blocks toppled to the floor as she flinched at the shouting. Sarah bit her lip, lowering her gaze. "I'm sorry, I didn't mean any harm." But Mrs. Mitchell wasn't finished. She turned to Emma, her voice stern. "Sweetheart, you don't need her. I'm your mother now. Forget about her." Emma's big eyes welled with tears. She shook her head. "You're not my mommy," she whispered, her voice trembling. The room went silent. Mrs. Mitchell's face hardened. "What did you say?" Emma stood up, her little hands clenched into fists. For weeks, she had been holding back, too afraid to speak. But now, with Sarah watching, she found her courage. "Sarah is kinder to me than you are," Emma said, her small voice growing stronger. "When I'm scared at night, she sings to me. When I'm sad, she hugs me. You never do that. You just yell and tell Daddy things that aren't true." Sarah's eyes filled with tears, but she remained quiet. Mrs. Mitchell turned pale, glancing nervously toward the doorway. Because standing there, having heard everything, was Mr. Mitchell. His face was grim, his jaw clenched as he stepped into the room. "Is this how you've been treating my daughter?" he demanded, his voice thunderous. Mrs. Mitchell stammered. "Darling, she's lying, you know how children—" But Emma ran to her father, clutching his hand. "Daddy, I'm not lying. Sarah takes care of me when you're not home. She loves me. She's my friend." Mr. Mitchell's eyes softened as he looked at his daughter, then hardened again as he turned toward his wife. "I trusted you to love her as your own. Instead, you've tried to tear apart the one bond that gives her comfort." Mrs. Mitchell's lips quivered, but she had no defense. The silence stretched, heavy with judgment. Finally, Mr. Mitchell spoke, firmly. "From this day on, Sarah will remain in this house as Emma's babysitter. And if you cannot treat her, or my daughter, with respect, then perhaps you're the one who doesn't belong here." Gasps echoed from the hallway where two servants had been listening. Mrs. Mitchell's face burned with humiliation. Without another word, she stormed out, her heels clicking angrily against the floor. Emma hugged Sarah tightly, tears rolling down her cheeks. "Don't leave me," she whispered. Sarah knelt, brushing the child's hair gently. "I'll never leave you, sweetheart. I promise." Mr. Mitchell placed a hand on Sarah's shoulder, gratitude in his eyes. "Thank you for giving her what money never could. Kindness." That night, Emma fell asleep peacefully in Sarah's arms, a soft lullaby carrying her into dreams. And for the first time in a long while, the house felt warm again. Not because of wealth or luxury, but because of truth and love that no cruelty could silence.